a loud crowd. Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. Episode 700 here today on the podcast. That's a lot of podcasts.
That's a lot. It almost makes us feel old.
Well, hey, you're only as old as you feel, not as you look, right? But congratulations.
Stay away from the mirrors.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, every time I do look in the mirror, as I mentioned, I haven't said this for a while, but I do see Brad Pitt every time I look in the mirror.
And every time you say that, I respond with this. That's because you have a picture of Brad Pitt taped to your mirror.
Well, I don't know why you're spying on me, but that might be true. I do not look like Brad Pitt, but maybe some resemblance with the handsome, good looks.
Yeah, I'm sure he wishes he looked more like you.
Exactly. But thanks for coming back to the show here. We've had a good time on the first segment talking about some market conditions, but also the different strategies and what strategy is working for you now. And that's the key, is what's happening today, not what you did for me yesterday.
Right.
What are you doing for me now? And that's what we want to continue the discussion with in the show here today on Investing and Trading Live. And our sponsor, as always, 25 years teaching people just like you how to trade. Make sure to follow the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. But if you missed seats for that investing class, we had a lot of people texting in for that. Congratulations to those people. But you can also, if you missed it, text the word investing to the number 210-210, and that's for 2 seats for this free class. When you do that, you're going to receive 2 seats plus a financial quick start kit. And that kit has a couple things in there. You have some different techniques on the markets, some analysis on how the market actually functions, but also some free stock picks. And we're going to talk a little bit about those OTA picks, those stock picks that we talk about, and why they're so paramount in people's learning process and how to build skills. You have to. It's not like we're giving you fish. It kind of is. We're kind of teaching you how to fish, but also giving you little minnows on the way to teach you to build those skills of trading and investing. So you're going to receive a snippet of that in that financial quick start kit when you register for this free class by texting the word investing to the number 210-210 right now. We'll make sure we find a date that works best for you. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats. So Al, as I mentioned that last segment, we talk a little bit about Amazon last week, and Amazon had an opportunity that we're looking at potentially getting into the market. And one of the things that I just want to address with our listeners is everybody always says, "Well, which way is the market going to go? What's it going to do?" You know what? I don't know. But in this case with Amazon, we talked about a pending trade last week, and which means the trade it's a trade that we want to take, but we haven't got into it yet because price hasn't got there yet. Right. And that's the key is I don't care what the market does, but I know what I'm going to do when it gets there. And that's planning and preparing for a trade or investment. And this trade we talked about with Amazon last week, it was a potential shorting opportunity, and it just hasn't got there yet. Right. And Al, I want you to just kind of explain in a nutshell why that's so important to be patient and wait for the trades to come to where you want to be a buyer or seller. That way you're not chasing price.
Yeah. Well, I guess the answer is, why do you want to be patient? What are you being patient for? What are you waiting for? And what you're waiting for is an entry price or exit price that gives you the greatest odds of being successful, and also the greatest odds of being successful with the largest profit potential that we can find. So what we're doing is we're waiting for price to come to us. If you chase price, most often you're going to get into a trade at the wrong time. You're either going to get in when it has more distance to go the opposite direction of where you want it to go, or you're going to get into it too late. So our strategy, we call it core strategy, is based on reacting to what we see the institutions do. And if you think about who is always successful in these markets, it's the pros, the institutions, maybe hedge fund managers. And if they're successful and they're doing something right, obviously, then and there's a way for you to follow it, why not do that? That's what we do. We show you how to follow what they're doing. And by doing that, we're determining how we react to their price impact. And by that, I mean they have enough money to move the price of something.
So just to clarify, Al, do you have to be a pro to make this work.
No. In fact, you kind of hit on it in that first segment. You said you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be real smart to do this. There are really smart people out there. Maybe they're geniuses that work for these huge corporations, and they're entrusted with tens of millions of dollars on a daily basis to trade and invest. All we have to do is be smart enough to follow them, and that doesn't take a lot of intelligence.
And what do you mean by following them?
Well, they're leaving footprints for us. They're leaving kind of notes for us in a price chart. And part of your being successful as one of our students is learning how to read a price chart. It's like reading a book. Everything you need to know about an investment or company is on that price chart. It's not, especially for traders, if you're looking for generating additional income, and income means that it's something you have to be able to achieve on a short-term basis, not wait 10, 20, 30 years to achieve. So if you have to have the ability to, or have the involvement in something that's short-term in nature, it has to be something, obviously you get into and out of short-term, that really eliminates the necessity for doing all the fundamental analysis that people do, and just look at where the price is going to move. And that's really your goal. If you invest, if you buy something, you want the price to go up. If you could identify a spot on a price chart, a price level where you have the highest probability of that happening, that's where you want to place a trade. So that's why we say have the patience to wait until the price comes to that level. Our core strategy, which is based on institutional activity, that's going to determine the lowest risk entry point with the highest profit potential and the highest probability of working. So it's to your benefit to wait. And in fact, even Warren Buffett says that. He says that the successful people in the market know how to be patient.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I like that. Placing the odds in your favor, and that's actually where you have that, the lowest risk, highest reward, highest probability entry point in the market is actually at the turn in price.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to identify, as Al is talking about, on a price chart, because the price chart does not lie. Fundamental information like earnings and company management and who's managing and all that stuff, that can be fabricated, and that's just an opinion as well. So you could read something, Al, you could read something right now, and I could read the same thing, and we could have two totally different opinions in whatever it is. Yeah. It could be about sports. It could be about the coffee. It could be about anything, but it's just an opinion. But if we had facts on that based off of price analysis, that will tell us, and we can come to the conclusion what could be happening next at low risk, high reward, high probabilities.
Yeah, in fact, we're seeing right now, you can read all sorts of things online. You can read in financial publications, you can listen to TV shows, and you're going to find opinions that will be on the upside of the market. People are going to say we have the potential for one of the biggest upsides that we've ever seen. And then you can listen to somebody else who, with facts, what they say are facts, will say we're going to be going down another 20-30%. We're heading for Armageddon. Those are opinions, and the great thing about having a strategy that just really functions based on fact is that it doesn't make any difference which direction it goes, and that's what you have to do. You don't predict which way the market's going to go. Just react to it and be prepared and have a strategy, part of your plan, a strategy that really will have you ready for any situation that arises.
Yeah, and just to kind of shed some more light on, if you hear people talking on TV or whatever that may be, giving different opinions up and down, but also if you ever pay attention to it, Al, you can see their job is to entertain us. As my good friend Shaquille O'Neal, he always says on TNT, are you entertained? Because that is entertainment.
Sure.
But you're going to see different things in how they want to manipulate the public with different colors in behind the person talking. If they want people to have that greed feeling, they're going to have different green things in the back. If they want to put fear into the public, they're going to have red colors in the back. Price is going down, and it's going to put fear. So it's that fear and greed aspect, and that brings emotion to the public. And that's why we want to remove that emotion, especially if you're looking for a short-term income strategy like what you were talking about earlier. People are looking for short-term income strategies, and you have to understand how price works with that. And we have classes to teach you just how, what are those strategies? How do you do that? How do you apply that in the financial markets? You can text the word right now, text the word investing to the number 210-210 for an investing class to get started on a short-term income strategy, what those look like and the concepts and how they work. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this free investing class, local, right here in Bloomington, actually, really easy to get to here kind of by the Mall of America. But Al, I want to talk about just another, those OTA picks real quick here before we get to the end of the segment here. And, I want you to explain why it's so important. You were talking about following the institutions and, essentially doing what they do. Why is it so important when, Online Trading Academy has something called OTA picks, and it's kind of like we're feeding you fish while you're learning how to fish. I mentioned earlier, giving you minnows while you're learning how to fish.
Right.
So why is it so important to visualize and be able to see? Because are people visual learners, or can you really learn how to trade out of a book?
Well, some people might say that you can, but we see a lot of people that come in that maybe read something or pulled something up on YouTube and thought they were going to do well and ended up not doing well. So one of the great things about what we do at OTA, number one, it's not just providing the knowledge that's necessary, it's help building the skills to use that knowledge. And one of the ways we help do that is by providing things like the OTA picks, or even a better, I think, tool as what we call XLTs, Extended Learning Track. Those are live trading sessions. But the OTA picks, those are every morning our professional instructors put together trading ideas for every asset class for you to kind of follow. They're actually setting everything up for you, but it's a great way for you to kind of look at, for example, if it was Amazon, look at a chart on Amazon and see if you can pick out what they've picked out. And this is a great way to kind of hone your skills. You may find that you made a mistake or that you were close but not quite right on. But looking at these OTA picks and watching something put together by somebody who has done this for a long time and done it successfully, that's a great way for you to increase your skill level. And then one of the other things, that's a tool. You need the knowledge, you need the skills, but you need tools to use that can help you. The OTA picks, the XLTs are a tool, or are two tools that we provide. But you know what else you need? You need guidance, you need support. And I would say probably a good, strong 50 or 60% of the people that come in looking at becoming students say, you know what, I need somewhere I can go where I can interact with other people. I need someone to kind of hold my hand. And that's exactly what we do. We're one of the few places around that actually have a bricks and mortar location where you can come in and you can sit with people that will look at your trades, sit with people that will help you if you have issues or problems, and then just associate yourself with other successful students who may help mentor you, or maybe you set up trading groups. But having that support, that guidance, and the community aspect is a huge part of what we provide, along with the tools like the OTA picks and the knowledge, the classroom knowledge that you get.
I just want to address one thing. You're talking about different things, success. Success is different to each person. Success might be somebody that just wants to know more about their accounts, know more about their retirement accounts, protecting what they have. And it's not necessarily monetary. And I want to make sure that all of our listeners know that everybody's different on what you're looking for out of the market. Yep. And that's why you want to be with like-minded people, having the same goals. Maybe it's a freedom of time. Right? Maybe it's being able to feel more confident going into retirement, and that could be success for some people.
Sure.
And so it's all different for everybody. So if you have different goals or aspirations, and you want to be able to have that opportunity, you have to do things different. And that's kind of how we started that show off, doing things different. You don't have to change things. You don't have to change your life. Maybe just alter it. Do things a little bit differently. And that's why we have these classes that we teach here locally every week. We have them during the week. We also have these on the weekends, usually in the morning, but we also have them in the evenings. Mm-hmm. So pretty much anybody can attend. We've pretty much made our education for anybody, anywhere, at any time. And that's the key, because people's lives are busy. We get it. You're busy. Things are happening. You got work. You got family. You have vacations and trips. But you know what? Don't let that ruin your financial future. If you have a goal, strive for that goal and work for it. Come to one of these investing classes. I want to invite you to this class. It's about 2 hours. You can simply just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class. Text investing to the number 210. I hope you're not driving. I hope you pulled over real quick as we're doing that. Text investing to 210 for 2 seats for this class. When you do that, you can receive a quick start kit that will help you get started right away. Al, we've talked a lot about different the strategies, short-term strategies, and how to place odds in your favor. Coming up here in the next couple segments here, stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. We've seen a lot of people upset with their 401ks, upset with their IRAs. They're like, I can't retire. I want to address that here today. Address the retirement accounts coming up next. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We will be right back.